What's up, fans? So the draft is coming up in about 3 weeks. I'm looking at my calendar over there, and I thought I would make this video just to talk about some of the quarterback rumors, aka Baker Mayfield rumors, aka now it's Josh Rosen rumors. Let's talk about that first, and then I'll talk about who I want the Dolphins to draft possibly in the first round. So a lot of people are saying that the Dolphins are going to trade up. A lot of mock drafts are saying that the Dolphins are going to trade up. A lot of them say that they're going to possibly go for the Giants pick at number 2. That's not happening, and I will tell you why that's not happening. So the way the draft works is each pick gets a point system. For example, the Giants at pick number 2 is worth 2,200 points. Okay? The Dolphins at 11 their draft pick is worth 1,250 points. So for the Dolphins to go from 11 to 2, they have to somehow compensate for 1,000 points. How would that work? You could possibly give up a first next year, give up a second this year and next year, and then that possibly might make it, depending on when or what is going on with the draft. You gotta think about it this way. The entire Dolphins draft this year is worth 2,114 points. So essentially for the Dolphins to trade up to the Giants, they'd have to give up their entire draft this year. That ain't happening, fellas. So what does that mean? Most likely, they're not getting a quarterback. Baker Mayfield probably isn't going to fall out of the top 6 or 7, unless he has some character issue, aka Larry Tunsil. If that happens, fantastic. Take him at 11. Not a lot of people like Baker Mayfield because they think he's cocky. They don't like his alpha attitude. Maybe he doesn't go at 2. I see the Buffalo Bills trading up to 2 from 12 because they have 2 1s and 2 2s. So they have the ammunition to get to 2 and take the quarterback they want, which may be Josh Rosen, I'm hearing, for them, and then the Jets most likely would take Baker Mayfield if that happens. A lot of people are saying that the Dolphins are going to trade with the Colts at 6. Colts went down from 3 with the Jets at 6, and now they think that they're going to go down to 11 with the Dolphins. Again, that would have to happen draft day, and the only way I could see that happening is Baker Mayfield falls to 6. If Baker Mayfield's there at 6, then there's a possibility the Dolphins make the call to the Colts and try to do the trade. I don't like that move, though, because you are now trading away picks for a quarterback that's going to sit on the bench because Ryan Tannehill is your starter for the next 2 years. It's just, it is what it is. The way they restructured his contract to get capped this year is he's guaranteed his money for the next 2 years, which means he's guaranteed starter for the next 2 years. Again, I don't hate it because Ryan Tannehill, not last year, the year before, after going 1-4, went 7-1 and had like a 102 passer rating. He did really great once he started grasping Gase's system. So I don't hate the fact that we have Tannehill for 2 years. I would hate if they gave up a lot of picks to get to number 6 to take a quarterback that's not going to start for at least a year. Because then maybe he starts the next year and they just have Tannehill as the backup and then eventually get rid of him, or they trade him next year. Who knows? But I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't trade up. I would just sit at 11 and wait to see what happens. That's what I like to do, and that's what I would like to do. Or they could trade back. But they would only trade back in this scenario. This is the only scenario I'm telling you they trade back, and now we'll get to the point of where I tell you who I'd like them to draft. So if they're sitting at 11, Baker Mayfield falls to them, take them. You don't give up anything, you get the quarterback that you wanted, cool, take him. If he's not there, which I don't think he's getting out of the top 5, 6, because Denver might take him, Jets will take him, Bills will take him, Browns will take him. If he's gone at 11, no trade up. Don't trade up. He's gone at 11. I want Darwin Jones, the safety. Now, you might be saying we have McDonald and we have Rashad Jones. Yes, but they're both strong safeties. We need a free safety. Neither one of them was good in coverage, if you saw last year. A lot of blown plays downfield with these two because they're more in the box, blitz, tackling safeties. So what I would do is I would draft Darwin Jones, I would take McDonald, and I'd put him at weak outside linebacker. So now you have this linebacker who can cover tight ends. That is our biggest problem for the past 5, 6, maybe more years. So we can't cover a tight end if our life depended on it. And one of the best tight ends is in our division, Rob Gronkowski. You do that, I think our linebackers are set. You could still draft a linebacker in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round for depth, but I like that move. All right, say Darwin Jones is gone. Then you go with Roquan Smith, linebacker out of, I think, Georgia. Speedy linebacker who, again, hint, 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 at what I'm getting at, can cover tight ends. That is our biggest thing. We need to cover tight ends. If he's gone, Tremaine Edwards, another good linebacker. If you see what I'm going at, I'm picking defense a lot. And then if all 3 of those are gone, I go with Vita Vea, defensive tackle, because we have some young, promising defensive tackles, but we don't have that star power. And Vita Vea is a good defensive tackle. So that's my pick for hopefully they get in the 1st round. Now, why I gave you 4 options is because, say, all 4 of them are still there at pick 11. And then what I would do is say, like, I'm looking at the draft order. We're at 11. Say the Washington Redskins or the Baltimore Ravens or the Chargers or Seattle. Say Seattle wants one of the linebackers that are there. They want to trade up. Okay. Trade down. Pick up a 2nd, because that's a big jump. They go from 18 to 11. That's a big jump again. We pick up a 2nd and possibly a 4th or a 5th. Stockpile picks. Drop back. Take best player available. I don't hate that move. But if one of those 4 are there and no one wants to trade up, I would draft one of those 4. I'm kind of leaning towards Darwin Jones, though. I like the whole concept of taking McDonald, put him at weak outside linebacker, because he's a hard-hitting safety potential linebacker, and he's good at coverage. So 1st round, that happens. Then in the 2nd round, I would like them to get Hayden Hurst. He's a tight end, but he's like ranked top 30 prospect, so I don't know if he'd fall to the 2nd round. But in the 1st round, if we don't get Baker Mayfield, then I would probably 2nd, 3rd round shoot for that quarterback, which is day 2 of the draft. I would take Lamar Jackson in the 2nd round. If he's there when we pick at 10 in the 2nd round, I would jump on that. I'd take him because now he's a 2nd rounder. He's not a 1st rounder. He's not has to start. You got Tannehill, who's used to be speedster. I don't know how his knee's going to do with the brace and everything, but you have Lamar Jackson. We could have the same type of offense. That's what I would do with this draft. I'm going to make a video for the draft. Let me know if you want me to do it live and my reaction for every pick. But that's it in a nutshell. That's what I would do with the draft. That's what I would do with this team. Focus on defense, because if we can hold the offense down to 21 points, I feel like we can win good 9 to 10 games this season. So until next time I see you, fins up. I don't want him signing with the Jets, but I honestly don't think he will. My prediction is I think he'll go to either Seattle or go to the Rams to play with Aaron Donald, which that would be scary as shit. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. If he does sign with whoever he signs with, I'll make a quick video like this just to give you guys